Hello everyone, this is Sean Daeley for DaileyVO.com. Today I want to tell you about an inexpensive interface that you might want to get if you're just starting getting into VoiceOver and you're trying to figure out and you're trying to familiarize yourself with the equipment, which can be very intimidating. I know it was for me personally. Or if you just want a backup or mobile interface that you can take with you on traveling trip, that you can take with you on trips and record just about anywhere. So let me go ahead and show you what it is. It is the Steinberg UR12, and this is sort of a slimmed down version of their popular Steinberg UR22, which was a two-channel interface that had two mic combi jacks, so you could use it as two microphones or a mic and an instrument or two instruments. So recently you're seeing a lot of these sort of like one-in-one channel where it's one mic input and one high-Z instrument input, because they realize that maybe mobile musicians and singer-songwriters don't need two mics or two instrument jacks. But that works out just fine for voice talents because it gives us another option, a very mobile option for taking on the road. And this isn't the first interface that I bought like this. Actually, I picked up the pretty popular Focusrite iTrack Solo, which actually came out much earlier, almost a year or so before this did. And I liked it. I did. It sounded great. The preamp wasn't amazing, but I think that's kind of the point. It was very transparent. It was very accurate. It sounded like me when I used it. And the only reason I didn't, I actually gave it to a friend as sort of a birthday gift. But the reason I did that was because after a couple of uses, just pulling in the, putting in the mic in and out, like the mic cable in and out, the faceplate started coming loose from the chassis, and so I didn't know how much longer that would last. So I gave it to him. I'm sure he's not going to use it as often or as aggressively as I am, so power to him. And then, but a little bit later after that, a friend of mine asked me, "Oh man, I need you to do audio for this video project that we have going." And I'm like, crap, I need something that is portable as that, but not the same thing. So, these guys just went on sale at my local music store for about what's called Ichiman yen, which is about $90. And so I picked it up, and I'm really happy with it. It sounds quite similar to it. I know some people have described the preamps as musical, and I can see that. It sounds nice, at least with the mic that I'm using. If you look over here, it's my Sennheiser 416. Hey, 416, nice to see you. And I think this is great because I just got into the habit of making YouTube videos on my iPad, and this is great for improving the sound quality because you can hook it up directly to it, and it doesn't overload the iPad like one of the beastlier interfaces that I used for it. And so I'm quite happy to have that as sort of an alternative or something that I can take with me as a backup. And so let's give you a quick little tour of this guy. So as you can see before, we have a mic input right here in input 1. We have a high-Z instrument jack right here for guitars or basses. And then we have the respective gain control knobs right next to either input, which is pretty handy where it is. And they glide quite smoothly. They're very nice. And then here you can see this little red indicator light. That lets me know that phantom power is on. I actually forgot to turn that on in an earlier version of this video. Whoopsies. And then over here, this bright white light is actually just indicating that that it is working, that the power is going on. And over here, we have the output volume. And that, depending on what you're using, that controls how much volume is coming out of your speakers, if you have those hooked up, or your headphones, if that's what you use. Usually if you're on the road, you'd probably have headphones for that. And then right here, you have the direct monitoring switch. So it's very easy. You just toggle it on and off like that. If you want to hear yourself while you record in your headphones or on your monitors, or if you're practicing music, if you're practicing on your guitar or bass, you would actually want to toggle that on if you want to hear yourself while you're playing along with your favorite tunes. And then here we have just the headphone jack on the other, or right here at the end. So it's very bare bones, but it's practical. I like the layout of it. Then if we turn it around, let's look at this. Right here we have the USB out. And then here you can see sort of this little Y intersection right here with the two USB cables. So, and then here we have the little power switch, which determines where this device is getting its power from. So if you have it turned towards this USB cable, that means this is transmitting both data and power, which is what you would want to use if it was hooked up to a computer instead of a tablet or a phone. And then if it's toggled on this side, then you can use an external power source, like a small battery. Here's one that I picked up at a local electronics store by this Japanese company called Elecom, 5,200 watts, more than enough power for that. But I do recommend at least 2,500. And then over here, or if you don't want to use a battery, you can also plug it directly into a wall outlet through a little USB adapter. And then here we have, so here, this is something for your monitor speakers. And you see this a lot with some of these bare bones interfaces, like say the Scarlett Solo or the iTrack Solo from Focusrite. So it saves money not to have a 1/4-inch jack, or like not to have higher fidelity outputs. But I mean, this works. I mean, you can use it for some decent computer speakers, or most higher end monitors will also have both RCA or 1/4-inch jacks going into them. And then here you have the phantom power switch, so on or off. And that's really the only thing that I don't like about this interface, is the fact that it's on the back. I know a couple of other models that do that too, and I don't understand why, because it's easy to forget and it's harder to get, and you have to reach around the interface to get to it. But other than that, if you're curious about how it sounds, I'm using it right now into my iPad. You can use it in any recording app. So I like Twisted Wave on the iPad. I'm a big fan of that. And like I said, what I really like using it for is for improving the audio of my video projects. So there you have it. If you're in the market for an inexpensive interface or a backup interface, and you don't want to try some of the Focusrite models, then why not give the Steinberg a try? I think you will enjoy it very much. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day, guys. Take it easy.